Hey there, Goblin Horde. I am the Goblin King, and I'm coming here today with a story that sort of flew under my radar somehow last Friday. For real, I have no idea how I missed this. Probably Lord of the Rings tunnel vision, huh? Once I see those rings, I know they mean views, so I'm like, yeah, baby, yeah. That's probably it. Me being a greedy bitch. So, we have yet another new-ish development in the Alec Baldwin saga. For real, I really want to use that word that starts out with an M, especially after reading this particular story, but I know damn well that could open me up to slander charges, so yeah. I'll express restraint for once in my fat life. So, this week's story is coming to us from the New York Post. The New York Post, which is sometimes based and sometimes not. This time, very based. For real, I don't think I've ever burned myself reading an article before. This journalist was filled with acid and venom for Baldwin. But hey, go her. So it seems that Alec Baldwin has recently filed some paperwork of his own after the slew of lawsuits filed against him in the past few months, including, if you'll all remember, the lawsuit filed by Matt Hutchins, the husband of the late Halyna Hutchins, the wife and mother that Alec Baldwin shot and killed. Now, I'm not sure what type of motion that Baldwin has filed in this instance, since the article doesn't go over that. But it does make clear whom the actor blames for everything going on right now, Halyna Hutchins herself. Oh, yes, Baldwin went there. Again. Legally this time. I mean, he has done this one other time during that terrible interview with his friend, George Snuffleupagus. Now, granted, he didn't come right out and state openly that she was at fault during that interview, but it was heavily implied. Well, he has done the same thing here, according to the New York Post, but this time he legitimately pointed the finger at Hutchins and claimed that it was her directing him to point the gun at her and pull back the hammer and all that, which directly resulted in her death. Not him. Nah. No blame for Baldwin. As we all know, guns go off by themselves and kill people all the time, just like white SUVs drive themselves down parade routes, just like Chicago's MAGA country. The suit, or whatever it was, that Baldwin filed, also further claims that the production of Rust was completely safe and wonderful and everyone was a big happy family on set. That Matthew Hutchins is just a vengeful person all of a sudden, and let us not forget that Baldwin is indemnified from any wrongdoing according to this contract. I'm getting just as many Chicago being MAGA country vibes from this bullshit as from the other stuff. Also, remember folks, that Alec Baldwin's life has become incredibly difficult since he shot and killed a little boy's mom. So very difficult for Baldwin and his lying-ass wife Hillary Thomas, that they actually recently purchased some more real estate in the Hamptons for the low price of $1.75 million. Wow, they do indeed seem very distraught. If Baldwin wasn't so racked with grief over what's happened to him, he'd have definitely bought the property that was worth $2.5 million, I'm sure. Poor Alec. This is what the papers he filed state about the conditions on set for the film, handily supplied to us by the New York Post. Quote, "From the moment Baldwin arrived," reads the filing, "the morale on the set and the camaraderie of the crew was apparent. Everyone seemed to be enjoying the experience. Rust's filming was proceeding smoothly." I mean, I didn't even really have to go into my diatribe that I would have gone on about that little fucking nugget of bullshit, because this writer for the Post actually did it for me. I mean, we had reports of unsafe and unsatisfactory working conditions on that set within, 2 or 3 days of the incident being reported? Hell, it may have been damn near within the same fucking news cycle. It was legit like one thing after another after that news dropped. Info came out pretty damned quick about this one. Past tense. Now it's like the Santa Fe police and sheriff seem to be dragging their feet for some odd reason. Hell, that DA was even seeding that thought that the gun could have gone off by itself without any sort of evident catastrophic failure. 'Cause, believe me guys, they let Alec Baldwin leave the fucking state without even so much as a monitoring device. But they're doing everything in their powers to get to the bottom of this. Yeah, right. Oh, yeah, you want to hear probably the most out-of-touch, fully galaxy-brained part of this filing? I mean, this shit is just bad. Check this out. Baldwin and his lawyers actually attached the first few pages of the script of Rust to his fucking court filing. Look at this thing. The briefing or whatever goes on to talk about what I said a few minutes ago about the gun firing itself, using soft language like discharged, talking about how people who have been through similar incidents experience PTSD, like Michael Massey, for instance, after he accidentally killed Brandon Lee on the set of The Crow. See, that was an actual accident. A 1 in a million chance that was completely unforeseen at the time, and is also the reason that Hollywood has such stringent safety rules when it comes to firearms on set these days. This was negligence, pure and simple. Alec wanted to get this film done. He was cutting corners and didn't give a fuck if someone got hurt or killed in the process. You want to know how I know that? He kept trying to film. He wanted to go back and get everyone together again and film this thing again. That's how I know that. That's how I know he doesn't give a fuck. As you can tell from his actions since the incident, he doesn't fucking give a fuck about anybody but himself. He's a total and complete fucking narcissist who will point the finger of blame at the victim herself. He will do anything and everything he can to avoid taking responsibility. Does this sound like anyone else to you at all? Honestly, it sounds like a lot of people these days. From people I know personally to about 80% of the window lickers on Twitter. That's being generous. Though, in this instance, I was talking about one juicy in particular. Anyway, much of the rest of this article just goes over things that I've covered in other videos, since I've been trying to sort of keep an eye on this one since the beginning. We all know that Alec Baldwin's a piece of shit, in my not wrong opinion. But this recent filing just solidifies that image. I will honestly never look at this motherfucker in the same way again. So, that's all I have for you on this one, Goblins. Let me know what you thought in that handy section down below. While you're down there, if you spot Alec Baldwin's integrity, it's really small. I could use a souvenir. I'll see you all tomorrow with another pop culture spit roast. See you then. Lates.